Alright, welcome. So this video is how to take yourself seriously. Before we get into it, for those of you guys serious on self-improvement who want to take it to the next level or just want to be the best of the best at what you do, my Academy of Self-Mastery will be a perfect program for you. I am currently running early access for it, so if you want to get early access, meaning you will get it at a lower price, you can go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram and just request early access. But this program will include tons of courses on different topics regarding self-improvement, and the idea is it will help you to tie it all together and implement it into your lifestyle so that you can actually see more progress and actually make more progress towards your goals, if not achieve your goals. So if that's something you guys are interested in, go ahead and click that link in the description, send me a DM real quick. But without further ado, this is how to take your life seriously. So when I was younger, I never really took myself seriously. I was always like the kind of class clown type, where I would just I would make jokes, I'd be funny, I would be that type, but I was actually a funny individual, so it was a little bit different. However, I never really took myself seriously. I never thought like, yeah, I'm the shit, I'm this, I'm that. I kind of was just like, I was always just chilling as a kid. I was always chilling, but I was happy to, I was happy to make myself a fool if it could make somebody else laugh and make somebody else happy. Good trait or not a good trait. I guess it applies now. I'm willing to sacrifice for the good of others. But at that time, it was just, I was willing to look stupid to make somebody laugh. And I didn't really care too much. I didn't think that there was a reason to really value the self-image so much, because really, who cares? Most of those people I have not talked to in a year or over a year. So now, like, those guys are living their own lives. They don't care about me. They don't give a shit about, how I was acting in middle school. But I could have totally been concerned and stressed with how I looked to other people at that time. And I just didn't find it to be worth it to me. But at a certain point, I wanted to start gaining some success. But the problem was this carried into, I didn't really believe that I could be successful. I didn't think I was that special. I didn't think that, I didn't really take life seriously. I didn't think there was a point in like putting in all this work to make myself, this great individual, because really, like, I just didn't believe that I had that in me at the time. And then what I realized is that a lot of this was actually just due to mental health. A lot of this was just due to poor self-esteem. A lot of this was due to just a lack of confidence, because over the years, I just didn't collect any good wins. I didn't actually win in my childhood. I didn't go after things that I wanted to do and achieve. So I didn't actually feel that confident, because if I didn't go after anything, well, where's confidence going to come from? And, I was an active kid. I worked hard as a kid, but it was just a very modest effort. It wasn't like, it wasn't something that would make me think to myself, yeah, I'm somehow better than others. I'm somehow this. And I say now, it's not to be better than others, but to have a belief in yourself that you are capable of more, right? But what happened was I realized that in order to get more successful, I needed to have this belief in myself that I was somehow special, or that I was somehow going to achieve some level of success that nobody else in my family or nobody else that I knew would be going for. And although I still didn't think that I was special, it did isolate me in a sense that I had to look at myself differently. I had to look at myself that I was unique. I had to look at myself that I was actually someone worth taking seriously, because I was an individual who was going to be a millionaire. And at the same time, I was also talking about being a professional snowboarder, right? So I'm an individual who's going to be a professional athlete and a multimillionaire. And so obviously, if I'm planning to become this type of individual, I need to take myself seriously. I need to take my day seriously. I need to take my time seriously. I need to take my attention and my energy seriously. And this was a major shift for me, because before then I'd never thought this way. I'd never thought that I was special or unique, or gave myself the room to believe and cultivate that and develop that into something. But now that I had to change my mindsets. I had to change this belief. And what happened was, because I had this belief about myself, I started to have a confidence about me. I started to have this zest to me, right? This energy behind me that would just carry me to progress and to make gains in pretty much every area of my life. And by seeing that increased my confidence heavily. I started to get to a point where I genuinely believed I could achieve anything. And I still do. And, well, not only do I believe it, I'm proving it to myself every single day, right? So I started to genuinely believe that I could achieve anything. And so what happened was I actually started to get more success in my life because I was starting to look for the opportunities, and I no longer was scared of taking those opportunities. Before, I was scared of trying for things because I didn't believe I was good enough, whereas now I knew that I could figure it out even if I failed the first couple times, and so I wanted to pursue anything and everything. I wanted to try all the new things, all the new skills. One example is this year I went surfing for the first time. Before all of this, I would have never done that. I would have absolutely never done a surf lesson randomly just because I was on vacation near a good spot. But this year, because I was on a good spot, we looked online, we found one, and I just booked it and I did it. And it was really, really fun, and it was an amazing experience, and I was actually really good at it, way better than I thought I would be. And funny enough, it's all because I just had the confidence to say, like, yeah, I could probably learn this skill if I really wanted to, and I think it would be fun at the same time, so I'm going to try it. Versus before, I wouldn't have had the belief that I could have done it or done it well, and so I wouldn't have even tried, right? And so that's the difference. You create more opportunities for yourself when you have enough belief in yourself to take those opportunities. So the first section is, why do you have low self-esteem in the first place, right? The first thing is that you don't achieve your goals. If you have all these goals that you know you're not progressing towards, or you know you haven't achieved, or that you're just not achieving at all, right? You're going to have a level of low self-esteem. You're going to have a level of doubt for yourself. You're not going to really be able to trust yourself to work to your fullest capacity. You're not going to be able to really trust yourself to put in the effort when it's required, and so you'll have low self-esteem, you'll have low belief in yourself. You won't think that you're good enough, even if, like, consciously you know if that's not why you aren't achieving your goals. Subconsciously, by not achieving what you set to be your your standard, right? By not achieving that, you now believe that you're not capable or not worthy of that. And that, if developed over time, can create this state of low self-esteem, low belief in yourself, right? And the next thing is, you don't push your limits. When you don't push your limits at all and you stay where you are, you stay comfortable, well, you don't have enough evidence of yourself actually pushing through something difficult to believe that you're capable of more. And so this lowers your self-esteem as well, because you don't have the proof that you're capable of becoming better, becoming greater. And so without that proof, you start to sort of believe that you're just kind of stuck where you are. You're not good enough to move forward. You're not good enough to get better. And you're just good enough to be right where you are. And that will cause you to have lower self-esteem. And the last thing is that you're stuck in the past, or you're stuck in a conditioned sense of self, right? So it may have nothing to do with what you're doing right now. You may be achieving your goals. You may be pushing yourself as much as you possibly can, but you might just have a conditioned sense of self that has low self-esteem. You might just believe that you are an identity, or that you are a person who has this identity of low self-esteem, of low confidence. And so if that's you, then you just have to work through these past traumas and these struggles that you have, and learn to see yourself in a higher light. So how to take your life more seriously? First thing is to realize that you have something worth giving if you develop it. So everybody likes to say, yeah, everybody has their own unique gift. Everybody has something worth giving. This is true to an extent, right? This is true to the extent that everybody has this gift within them. But it is also true that if you don't develop this gift, it isn't going to be worth giving. And therefore, you know this. You are aware that this gift that you have hasn't been developed, hasn't been cultivated in years or in an entire lifetime. And so therefore, this awareness of you being limited in your true gift that you have to give, well, that means that you're going to have low confidence, you're going to have low self-esteem, and you're going to stop taking yourself as seriously, you're going to stop taking life as seriously, because there's no point to it. It doesn't matter when there's no when you're not dedicated to a purpose, right? None of this really matters when you're not dedicated to a purpose. And so the purpose is to manifest your gift, to give that gift to others. And if you are dwindling the quality of that gift by not utilizing it, or atrophy, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you are dwindling this gift by not using it, well, then therefore you're going to have low self-esteem, you're going to have low confidence, because you are literally diminishing the very essence of yourself, right? Your very ability to achieve purpose. And the importance of purpose is also huge with this, because if you aren't on your purpose, if you aren't focused on your purpose, you're not going to have enough drive to really push yourself. And you're going to naturally just lower your self-esteem, lower your confidence, because you're never going to be doing things that allow you to see that you are strong, capable, unique. And so therefore you just kind of believe you're average. And when you believe you're average, you cannot possibly have any sort of confidence, because average people are just average, right? And the power of your mind as well. You could achieve anything. And most people don't believe this, and that is why they have low confidence. But the truth is, if you learn to work with your mind, if you learn to control your mind, you can achieve anything. Truly, you can genuinely achieve anything. And that is true if you are willing to focus your mind on it and put in the work. And you only have one life. Why wouldn't you take it seriously? Why wouldn't you take this life seriously when you only have one? You have one life, and within this one life, you have the opportunity to create anything that you possibly want. So utilize it. Take advantage of that. Take it seriously. Since you only have one, why wouldn't you take it seriously? And when I say take it seriously, I don't mean like put pressure on yourself or stress yourself out or overthink about this or that and the third. It's like, no, but just make the most of it, right? Make the most of it. Don't take it seriously to the sense that you're not having fun, right? That's what I consider taking it seriously, is you want to be having fun. You want to be doing the best that you can to have the most fun that you possibly can, living the best life you possibly can. And so if you only have one, take advantage of that. So this is going to be how to develop organic confidence. Work hard to achieve your goals. When you're working hard to achieve your goals, just the work itself will increase your confidence, because you know and understand that you are putting in the effort. You are putting in the work to achieve what you want to achieve. And so therefore, you boost your self-esteem because you understand that you are not only capable of putting in this work, but that you are willing to put in this effort for the things that matter to you. Next thing is, don't be afraid of challenge. You can't be afraid of challenges, because challenges are key to growth on the journey, right? If you don't face challenges as they come, you won't be able to grow and improve from them. And therefore, you won't get the confidence boost associated with that growth and that improvement. By overcoming challenges, you realize that you are stronger than them. You realize that they don't have power over you. And therefore, you have the confidence to believe, wait, I'm capable of creating my own reality. I'm capable of creating my own life. And so therefore, you lose this level of, I may not be good enough, because in reality, you see that you actually are capable of doing it. It's just that before you haven't been willing to do so. You haven't been willing to put in the work to be able to do that. And the next thing is, learn from mistakes instead of dwelling on them. When you dwell on mistakes, you start to believe that that's who you are, right? You start to believe that you're lesser. You start to believe that you're less capable. But when you learn from mistakes, you get to learn from the mistake you made and therefore not make the same mistake in the past. And B, you reinforce an identity of, I learned from my mistakes, and so therefore I am not my mistakes, right? If you have this mentality that you as an individual, as a person, learn from these mistakes and always grow and always improve, you will have this association with yourself that, you'll have this confidence to you because of the fact that you know and understand that through mistakes, through failures, I am not a failure. I'm going to learn from that failure, and so therefore I'm a successful person, because that's what a successful person would do. And the next thing is to become more connected with who you really are. If you become more connected with yourself and who you really are, you will naturally develop more confidence, because when you know you know who to express and who to be and how to express that being. And when you express that in its fullest light, typically, naturally, you will be in a state of confidence. You'll be so grounded and confident within yourself that you no longer need the feedback of others to determine how you feel about yourself and what you believe about yourself. And that is key, right? The last thing that I have, though, is developing discipline. If you develop discipline and you maintain discipline, you will develop confidence because of the fact that you have this consistent buildup of wins, right? You have this consistent series of wins, and you have a consistent series of winning, and then if it gets difficult, you still follow through and you still win, right? That specifically will increase confidence, because confidence is simply belief that you will do what you said you were going to do. And so discipline develops your ability to do what you intended to do even when you don't feel like it. And that will develop confidence, because confidence is based on you being able to achieve what you say you're going to achieve, right? So discipline is key. Discipline is wildly important as far as confidence goes. So this was a shorter video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. If you did learn something new, go ahead and leave a like and put a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys learned from this video. I am interested to see what you guys are actually learning, if anything at all. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and click the like button. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And for those who want to join the Academy of Self-Mastery, go ahead and click the first link and go to my Instagram. You can just send me a quick DM and I will get you sorted from there. But that's all I have for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out of here. Peace.